You've been putting down 2-3 scores a month. You want to put down contract scores all over the country, working directly for me?
I am self-employed. Geisty lice. Just diamonds or cash.
Fine. I'll make you a millionaire in 4 months.
I wear $150 slacks. I wear silk shirts. I wear $800 suits. I wear a gold watch. I wear a perfect D, flawless, 3-carat ring. I'm a thief.
Do you think that I have been waiting for you to come along?
Yeah. Just a little bit. Boy, just a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, Allison. Get the introduction.
Try my
on.
Greek.
Let's hear it.
John Kapelos.
Well, you said it the Greek way. It's Kapelos, but we'll let it go.
Kapelos.
There you go.
Kapelos,
and our special friend. And when I say special, Slim Jim.
Alumni from 16 Candles is the hook to the.
That it is.
Love it.
And you also do a show here.
We just did the big beat.
I know, but you know what? Sometimes people, when they watch the links, they don't know because they don't see the two. You know what I'm saying? The same. If they're not watching it live, they might not know. So tell them, you got your show here.
To watch your show afterwards.
You do, and it's great that you two are here together because it was a great to make that introduction. But from that film as well, your poster is pretty omnipresent.
We just had great green room.
What'd you talk about?
Yeah, we had really, really great
green room. He gives good green room. It's
you green room and tell, don't you? That's a real freaking drag.
So when I came in, I told Jim, I says, yeah, we got John
Kapelos
in the building.
No, Kapelos.
Like
Man, it's as long as you recognize the face, I guess. But
there it is, and he said,
have a little
"Jim,
name.
tell us what you said," because I said from 16 Candles and from Thief, and you said,
I said, well, you got to get into internal affairs.
See,
and I met John in the green room, and he said that's his favorite film of his, and it's awesome.
Again, why are you telling everybody this?
And
that was just meant for you.
That's it. We go way back. You know what I mean?
To go rent it now. We get.
Well, you know what he said about his two other bandmates? I'm not going to go into it.
Oh.
Laurel and Hardy.
I already know. Yeah, nice one. And you're familiar with this, Jim?
Yeah, I mean that Richard Gere scene. I gave you the clip for it. I don't know if we're going to show it, but I mean that was evil. I mean,
I think that Richard Gere. I mean, until I had worked with him at that time, I just never knew who he was. I thought he was just this guy that was, pretty okay.
Right.
And then I worked with him. I went, whoa, this guy's good. Because he's a type of actor, not like Daniel Day-Lewis or Meryl Streep that, plays really, really, really eccentrically off themselves and can do it very, very well. But he sort of plays just off-center a little bit.
Right.
So it's like, well, you think this guy is Richard Gere, or he's sort of playing off his persona, but he's acting. And it's intense. There's a scene where Mike Figgis is the director, and we're with Tamara Borowitz, who's John Turturro's wife. And she plays my wife in the film, and I'm asking him to kill my parents. And it's a scene that really, really is amazingly chilling because he starts feeling her up under the table. And
yeah, he's finger blasting her, basically.
And you didn't show me this?
Hey, yeah.
I sent you the clip.
I didn't want to go east of La Brea. I didn't think we were going to.
We're on Santa Monica Boulevard. It's all right.
It's all good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And then, after they make the deal, or the
then
deal,
and after he's finger blasted her, he goes to shake my hand with this scene like this.
Wow. That's the really evil part. Forget about killing the parents.
That was the nasty part.
So where are these cameras? Are they over here?
Yeah, so you got one there, one there, and one there.
Because I don't want
we got the aerial one there.
Nice.
And the blimp coming down.
So, but let's take us back, though. So that one, obviously, I'm the only... Well,
so is this interview almost over? Just checking.
Pretty close.
We're just warming up.
Pretty good. But
really
let's talk about...
like an hour already.
It does. You already did... You gave too much green room away. That's why. You gave it away quick, man.
I really regret bringing you in here now.
So let's talk Thief.
I feel sorry for whoever got my headphones.
Joking.
I did a whole special Greasy Hair episode today.
You did, and you brought the flag. You brought the American flag. See, I always bring my American flag, too. We were going to, we just want to do anything to get Michael DeBarge's flag. We got to re-represent.
I just found out that I live in the same building that he used to live in.
Get out.
And I live in the building with the hedgehog, too. No, we don't live together. You know who we're talking about.
East of La Brea.
I've been in there.
You know that building we're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. You know who the hedgehog is?
I do.
He's from Queens. He's from my neck of the
Oh,
woods.
good. Now we're gonna go east of La Brea.
He's
again.
Greek. Hey, he's Greek too, no?
Hey,
Is he Greek?
I hope so.
No, he's not Greek.
he's giving it
He's
Greek.
not Greek.
Yeah, I think
No,
so.
he's I think a Jew or
But he
something. I don't
abides by
know.
the Greek national anthem. You know what that is? Never leave your buddies behind.
Yeah, never leave your real. Yeah, I'll get you in the end, my friend. Yeah, you
oh
know what?
man!
He
Oh
loves bumping
man!
into
Growing up
doorknobs, that
Greek,
guy.
you are like a little peach over here.
I'm
so-
blushing. It's so.
I have the
If they-
cleanest show on T Radio V.
You do. We did, but
We
there,
did
there
until
it goes.
you started.
Not me.
See what happens?
When you grow up Greek, I'm used to those insults. So you're Irish and Italian?
Yeah, all my buddies were a lot of good Greek friends in New York, of course, and I actually marched in the Greek parade in New York City.
Backwards,
my buddy,
right?
You got to. That's where you had the flagpole. That's where they you got to go backwards for that one.
Okay, you know what?
But
I'm
I-
not going to
sin-
be able to show
since-
my face amongst my cohort pretty soon.
Since we're working blue, though, I want to say the Greeks have the best curse phrase in the world.
Let's hear it.
It's called, you know what it is.
Agamisu?
Yeah, gamoto Christosu.
Oh, Jesus.
It's
What's-
hard.
what is it?
If
What
you
is
tell
it?
a Greek
No,
this,
you know what? Don't
for
say
real,
it. Don't
Okay.
translate. You know, I used to have friends like you coming over to my house, and they'd say that, and my mother would like go, "Oh, John, inside." You know, it's like, what, Mom? You go, did you tell him how to say that word, like Flacco or Naco or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
There it is.
Did you tell Blocko over there? Yeah, I
That's
told
it.
Blocko.
You need to write it down and pass it over to me. I need
Oh,
to know
yeah.
what
If
it
you
means.
tell a Greek, though, in an argument, gamoto Christosu, look out, man. It's World War III.
Yeah. Basically, it's like have some fornication with your godlike
God,
figure,
of course.
perhaps Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad,
So
you guys.
yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty bad, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Of
And if
course,
you say-
Naco says
Good to
it.
see you. Good to see everybody up there. Yeah, nice to see you.
They wouldn't allow that in the Irish neighborhood, would they?
Oof, man.
No, they wouldn't.
No,
Yeah.
no. The
He's Irish too. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep my distance.
That's it.
No, I worked at Second City. My good friends Mike Haggerty and Audrey Neenan and Miriam Flynn and Joe Flaherty.
Irish in Chicago.
Yeah, you know what? There was no room at the bar. There was
That's
never
it.
any room at the bar.
I feel like some Uzo right now, yeah?
Yeah. He was in Greece. You went to
Yeah,
Greece
I
this
just went,
year.
yeah.
The Irish never smoked pot. They just would be at the bar, you know. And afterwards, when they got really
never
loaded, then
did.
they'd be asking for a little bit of blow. But I'm
That's
not
it.
like kissing and telling here.
That's it. That's it.
I never partook, so I don't know. But yeah, have you've been to Greece, I'm sure, right?
You're changing the subject.
No, that's his lane over here.
That's me. That was the old me.
Yeah.
I've been to Greece. Yeah, I've been to Greece. I went to Greece when I was I was 1971. I went to Greece, and I had sort of hair first of all, and I had John Lennon hair, and my father let me keep it, and I would, was brushing it back all the time, and the junta was in charge, and it was pretty funky time in Greece. And at one point, I helped some guy from New York who was looking for directions, and when I went to leave the country, they said, "What's your name, Kapelos? Come in this room here." And they threw these pictures down, black and white. Seriously, and it was like an episode of Mission Impossible. And they had me at the train station, 17-year-old me or whatever, like helping this dude out. And like they pictures of me. And I guess this guy, this New Yorker, tall, Jewish New Yorker guy, I won't say his name because I remember it still, but he was working for the Greek leftists out of London.
Yeah, yeah.
And apparently they were having him followed by the right-wing junta. So, my father was livid, because we were about the planes waiting.
Wow.
And like they're it's like a scene out of Mission Impossible, which none of you, the original Mission Impossible, not the Tom Cruise one. Of course.
I'm knowing. He's knowing.
And it's
This is
literally
my.
These are these know, yeah, they know.
they got the guy in the corner with the machine gun and you'll never see your son again. And my father's going, "Are you kidding me?" So we had a telex. We had to get a telex sent from the Canadian government, and they literally kept the plane for an hour because of us. And
International criminal.
so that was my first time. No, I wasn't a criminal. That was not until the second flight
Oh,
to Greece. No,
An international incident.
but I've been to Greece. Oh God, I've been to
Not
Greece.
Turkey, though, not Turkey.
I've been to the other side of Cyprus. I've been to the other side of Cyprus, and I had no problem with the Turkish people until the guy. Do you have a piece of paper or something to give me? Of course. Just give me this piece of paper, and young lady, present the paper to me like it's a passport. And just the way the Turkish guy went, look at that. And like he took the thing out of my hand and went, "Mother, I can't believe, just the way he took the passport out of my hand, he went, Greek, huh? I said, "No, I'm an American." Greek, huh? I said, no, I'm an American. And he went, Greek, huh? And I went, you know, it's like they were just like
Midnight
pushing the
Express
buttons.
flashbacks.
It's like trying to be with this dude here, you know? It's pushing my buttons all the time. But I'm telling you something, it was like Midnight Express. The next thing you know, I'm in jail, cheeks up. It's like horrible.
He was an Irish guy from our old neighborhood. We were afraid of that. I remember seeing Midnight Express and being afraid ever since.
Yeah.
You're not brand new.
What is with
Beat Red?
What is with her over here? Like
I don't know. It's like
what is this?
Silent Bob.
Are we on KNX?
I don't know what's happening.
Kanak.
Now, time for the weather and traffic on the ones. Thank you very much, Mr. Kapelos.
She's got a little weather girl in it.
Get my name right. Jeez.
Jesus, Kapelos. I even printed it out on the thing. Come on.
Doesn't
You
matter.
won't make me
These
say it 'cause
malakas,
you didn't
I
think
tell
you
you.
could say it.
What
What is this? Oh.
This is the soundtrack to my favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies.
Too bad you don't have headphones.
Let him hear. He'll know. Make it quick. What is it?
What it is, the soundtrack to one of my favorite movies, Thief, by Michael Mann, which we'll be getting into right after this break.
We were trying to get into this whole thing. I don't know what's stopping
We're
you.
talking Astoria now. You know,
Oh, my
before.
God. We'll be right back, y'all. The Delta Bravo Show on Teep Radio.
Basically, Jimmy, my business is video game arcades, laundry, cigarette machines, and trucking. I dabble a little bit in personal loans and politics.
Very nice. I think all it really matters is that the kids are happy together.
Just as long as my beautiful boy remembers that marrying this one means he's out of the Girl of the Month Club.
Wait a minute. I can still look. I just can't touch. Right?
Oh, sensitive, huh?
Cheers.
Right on. You do shots? Come on, wolf it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Uzo shots.
Whoa, I haven't changed one day, have I?
Dream
just
man.
like yesterday, that one. Yep.
God, that was awesome.
I love doing that.
So that's the second movie? Is that the
What?
That's,
I got a thing over my ear. What?
He's over the Taliban over here.
What? Taliban.
Oh,
Whoa, who said that?
out of nowhere.
Of course it was that one.
Unreal.
Ah, dropping dimes over
Wow, what the?
You know where I
Why
was
are
in
you pointing? You're not in
9/11?
court.
Tell
You know
us.
where I was?
Where?
I was in bed, and then somebody woke me up. I was in LA. Forget it. Let's just change the subject right now. You brought up.
No, we have to do a minute on Thief though. Please, you got to let me get
That
it
was
in.
your last episode, bro.
Hey,
What
we
the-
got to do
All
it.
right, give it to
You got
him.
it.
Yeah, you ready to
Love
go?
squirrel.
Let's just go backwards here.
We got it. One of my favorite movies, Michael Mann's Thief. How did that come about? Through Jim Belushi or
No,
just the
actually,
Chicago
and
roots?
unfortunately, it was my very, very first film. No, I auditioned for it, and there was a scene with Del Close,
Right.
the legendary improv actor who's like under the car with me, and we were doing that they call something in jail called the sevens or the nines, and yo, mama's this, and it's this thing.
Now he's pointing. Now he's pointing.
Yeah,
point.
he loves laying me out. We were doing this.
Look.
Come on, tell him
Yeah, I
about the
gotta
roll
take-
on the phone.
I gotta take this thing off. I'm starting to spitz.
It's Spitzing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm telling.
Twinsies.
We go for the Schwitz.
That's better. We were doing this sort of prison thing where they, you call back and forth, call and response thing. And it was sort of working. And then I was under a car. We had a larger scene that sort of didn't work.
Right.
Or didn't get really shot. And no, Jim Belushi would never, and I would never, I'd never get a gig from Jim Belushi. Let me put it that way.
Now, with the Blu-rays coming out on the 14th, please tell me they're going to have some deleted scenes possibly from that? Or
From Thief?
Yeah.
I have no
Michael Mann's
idea.
finally releasing a proper shot of it and tons of deleted scenes. So it's just in a week or so.
Might be in there.
I doubt it. I doubt it because I don't know whether the scene. I mean, I think the scenes that he would probably include would be scenes with James and Jim and I'll be frank with you. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it seemed like what was happening is that it just wasn't working.
Right.
So sometimes there are things that are worth keeping that you'll show again. I mean, frankly, I wish that John Hughes would release stuff. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
Because,
Definitely.
Well, we were trying.
Thief extra footage. I mean, honestly, you know, I was in the things like it was such that and Tootsie were my first experiences in the movies, and Tootsie was a whole other experience that was turned into a major cluster frig. But
You can curse too. It's not, you know.
Okay, cluster frig. Which one can I say? Can I say cluster?
Fig. You can say whatever you
You
want.
can say cluster.
Cluster.
But that was the first movie for a lot of big guys. You know, yourself, Dennis Farina.
Which one?
Thief.
Was it Dennis's first film?
Yeah, he was actually on Chicago PD when he was one of the technical advisors on that.
Well, I remember. I mean, you know, if you want to talk about that time, yeah, Dennis is like breaks my heart that he's gone. Breaks my heart. that he's
Yeah,
gone.
rest in paradise.
Yeah.
Dennis,
Truly,
he was great.
I mean, what, did you ever meet the guy?
No.
No.
If you want to see a funny movie, then I don't even know whether it's digitized or out there, but it's with Fran Drescher and Dennis is in it. It's written by a guy named James Lemo, with frig, what's his name? He's going to kill me.
Yeah, that guy.
Leo Rossi, who was in. Leo's a really good actor. He was in the De Niro Billy Crystal movie. Harold Ramis directed about the mafia.
Oh.
Google.
Yeah.
Analyze
this.
Analyze this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey,
Jim,
you could chime in.
switch out.
Oh, you don't want to save me now,
Jim, switch.
I'm telling you, he's letting me hang here.
Read Jim. Hey, read Jim. Give him the headphones.
You know what? I'm out of here.
Stuff.
This rivalry, this thing that happened.
We're on Celebrity Jeopardy next week.
Just because I'm not rockabilly anymore.
See, it's the hair. When you lose the hair, you can't be rockabilly. No, that's not true. You get mutton chops and.
My father had a clothing store, and he used to sell to Garth Hudson.
Okay.
Who is from London, Ontario, and all the guys from the band used to play at a bar the Greek guy owned in our hometown, and they were the bar band for the bar there. But it was Ronnie Hawkins. They played for Ronnie Hawkins.
Yeah, the Hawk Show.
And that was the.
That's great stuff. Yeah.
And I knew Ronnie Hawkins. There was a country and western guy named Tommy Hunter. You heard of Tommy Hunter? Yeah. You're not. Guy's not hip.
So no
you
rush.
stumped Ben Stein over here.
Wow.
That never happened.
You stumped the wizard. You might.
No,
Jim.
but these are country people, but they were sort of on the fringes. But there was a really strong, like rockabilly, and I mean Ronnie Hawkins and all those guys. There was a singer in the early '60s named Bobby Curtola. Have you ever heard of him?
In Canada.
Yeah, he was kind of the Canadian version of Elvis, more of the Canadian version. And then there was Paul Anka, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but that's before your time.
I tend to concentrate on the American aspect of rockabilly music.
Oh, here we go. The American aspect of rockabilly.
Well, Canada's America, you know.
You
it's
know,
part
the
of North
railway
America.
lines don't stop at the border, my friend.
It wasn't blue suede skates, you see. It was blue suede shoes.
Oh,
that
it's
we
going
were.
there. Turn off the lights.
Turn off
Nicely
the lights. Turn
played.
off the lights.
See, now I can't even get back into Canada. Can you help me with this?
Oh,
Possibly.
I can't, no way. We can't let you in there, eh? No, God. Well, first of all, we don't want you down there, eh? Like you got a criminal record or something? You're a felon, eh?
No,
A
not
felony,
a felon.
eh?
But they won't. They let me, and then the last time they wouldn't let me, and they told me I got to go to the consulate, and I got
Consulate.
Yep.
Consulate.
That too. He has to go there too.
Was he French
Both
Canadian?
places. I went. You know where they let me in when I flew into like Saskatchewan? They didn't even know.
Did
But when I went to
third time
Toronto,
you tried to come into country, eh?
they told me to take off.
They told you to kick rocks.
They told me to pound
Go
sand.
screw.
They told me you could go. Hey.
Well, did you have a
screw.
return ticket?
No, I had to buy another one. A blue whole tour. I was on the road, man.
Blue Hole Tour?
Yeah, I blew the whole tour. All of them. I
Oh,
was
it
like,
blew
this-
the whole tour.
I thought, hey,
I thought it
if
was
I
the
blow
name
the
of the
whole
company.
band, will you let me in? They're like, no way, dude.
I thought, welcome to Blue Hole Tours. I'm your tour guide, Greg. Huh?
I thought he was saying he blew the people from Hole, the band, and all that. Now, holy
Hey,
shit.
listen, if the money's right.
The money's tight.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Canadian stuff, and so I didn't,
I left
Actually,
I left a long time ago.
I-
Plus, I had an American mother.
You're a
so
big
I
fan of Canadian stuff?
wanted to get out
I'm
of
a
there.
huge
Like, what do you
fan.
mean?
Like,
Second
Rush,
City.
Second City,
Rush.
Rob and Doug McKenzie.
Okay.
You
Two out of
know,
three.
Park
Two out of
Boys.
three is
Trailer
bad.
Park Boys. Have
I'm
you
not
seen
gonna
Trailer
be
Park Boys?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, that's my friend.
I'm in the business.
Hey.
I wasn't born yesterday.
What do you think of Trailer Park Boys?
It's okay. It's
you don't
good.
like it?
No, I don't
it's
like it. It's
great.
just like it's there's a lot of product out there. Have you ever seen Little Mosque on the Prairie? That was a Canadian show about a guy who was a Muslim in the desert in the Canadian prairie.
Fubar. Have you seen Fubar?
Seen it. I live it. Fubar. I wrote the book.
You haven't seen it, so you haven't. Are you familiar with it?
What is it? A movie, a TV show?
What's up there? Sorry. Just keep on seeing myself look up. No, I haven't seen Fubar.
There's a Fubar and a Fubar
Somebody
too.
just hit me from up there.
It's actually pretty funny stuff. Are you happy with the Michael Mann?
Well, let's waste time talking about shit I don't know.
That's it. We're gonna do that.
Really?
And that's the story of
4,000
Allison's
pieces of movies.
Talk
about fucking Fubar. Jesus.
We got 2 hours. There's a lot to get to.
Is there any more
coffee?
Hell yeah, there is. Allison, line 1.
Coffees for closers.
That's it.
Coffees. So 16 candles.
As a cop, he's a big Michael Mann fan,
Policeman.
and I found that
Only a cop could call someone else a cop.
Listen,
Carry on.
I don't
That's the
think
real
so.
guys.
No.
It's like if you're a Marine, you don't call some guys a jarhead if you weren't in the Marines.
See what happens? Hey.
Whoa, everybody's getting toucher.
You learn something new every day.
Just don't call me a thespian. There we go.
Saved by the
16
Bell.
candles coming up.
Listen, we're going to talk about something that we all enjoy, and not his fantasy.
Is he still here?
Cop thing.
We're kicking them both out.
His
well,
kids
no, he can always one Jim. Let's go to
Swingers,
Jim.
leaving.
One Jim at a time, please.
Hey, and if you have any questions, you can give us a call at 855-TRV.
In L.A.
In L.A.
We got it.
I sit and stare at it, there's nothing else to do. Oh, it's in color. Your hair is brown. Your eyes are hazel.
Jimmy!
Holy shit.
She just had a cramp.
I don't care what she's got. Look at her. Please be quiet. We don't want to announce to everyone that she has her period.
Guess those guys that thought we had to get married feel pretty stupid right about now, huh, Padre?
Oh my God.
Let me get my walker out here.
Oh, cow.
Yeah, I got to lose a little bit of weight.
So you were a lot
Too much
like him back
baklava.
then, huh?
You know, that line, it's funny. It's one of the first things I ever did in the movies. And my sister, God love her, you know how family is? Like, yeah, you know what? You mumbled that line.
That's what she said?
Guess those guys who had to, think we had to get married feel pretty stupid right about now, huh, Padre? Well, that was the first time I said it. But, I'm sort of doing it the way she thought she heard it. But, it's like, thanks, Pam. Thanks a lot.
That wasn't very nice, Pam.
But, well, she's very, very nice.
He forgives you
But
now,
it was,
though. You're the best sister.
But, the interesting thing about that scene is Jim Belushi and John Belushi's mother is in that scene.
Wow.
She's an extra in the audience.
Get out.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
And if you want to roll it back, we can freeze it and I can show you. But
Can you roll it back? Can you play it again?
Look for the lady, on my side of the church with the red hat in the middle. And I think when she's coming up the aisle and she's really messed up, she goes, "Are you okay, dear?" Actually, maybe that's a bit earlier. Or maybe it's a bit later.
Can you put the sound on? Is the sound on too?
Yeah.
Cool. I can never tell.
So there she is.
In the red hat?
In the red hat turned around. Not the big woman, but the one next
turned
to her.
around.
She's on the aisle.
The Albanian-looking lady.
Yeah, the Albanian one. Jim and John Belushi's mother, she freaked me out that day. And, the grandparents are really great actors, right? Ernie Andrews was one of the grandfathers. He did a shite. Oh, you guys don't know the
Yeah, they've
movie?
been in everything.
Yeah.
Ernie Andrews was in Bad Day at Black Rock. He was in great movies.
Mm-hmm.
And Max Showalter, the other grandfather, was in a movie called Niagara with James Cotton and Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
I mean, these are good actors. And the
Played
woman,
the motel owner.
No, he played the other couple. There was another couple there, the really healthy couple that was hanging out.
Oh yes.
And then Marilyn Monroe and
Awesome.
Joseph Cutner, the really frigged up couple.
I'm having a good time here.
I bet you are, dude.
I don't even know what I'm laughing at. It's just,
I bet you
So
are.
how did you get hooked up with John
Old man
Hughes?
Jack.
Second
That's
City.
what I want to know.
John Hughes?
Yeah, how'd that?
Yeah, nice talking to you. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Films.
No, I'm just teasing.
As he
you.
was saying.
Are you really still on the show? Why did these
Not
guys
anymore.
marginalize you? What did they say earlier?
They make me get the coffee.
They make you get the coffee.
Get the donuts, the cronuts.
And they said I'm very, very single.
they were very available. We said.
What's the
Only
difference
one
That
between
sounds-
very, very single and
Nah,
very
make
single?
yourself
That sounds-
available.
I know, but that sounds like,
Hey, yeah.
hey.
To you only, no.
Hey.
But it's if you
I'm
knew
not
the
like a
reference,
player.
she's about to cry.
I'm not going to cry, but I'm going to give you a knuckle sandwich.
I'll take one.
A knuckle sandwich?
Listen,
Johnny's a
knuckle
little
sandwich.
moody.
Knuckle
Wow,
sandwich.
he said it. That's not everybody's
That's what I
point.
said.
Hey, he's talking
That's
about
what
a
I
little
said.
Mooney over here.
No, there's a he's just going at it. There's a Reverend
Subtitles.
X, and he says, I make
Thank
myself
God.
very available to you. And he's talking to callers. This guy's a preacher who was in the... Anyway, that's what I'm saying. It's a reference.
Yeah,
that
it's a
just
callback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
yeah, I'm
go.
Jewish. I wouldn't know anything
It's
about
okay.
it.
So...
Yeah, well, don't even open that
Hey, there
door.
goes that date.
Don't even open the I'm the Jewish door. Oh, God, here we go. Pass
Can
me
we
a
talk
bagel.
about something? Can
How
you
about
take
Miami
the reins?
Vice?
Can
How
you
about
hold the
Miami
reins
Vice,
and
my
pull
man?
it in a little?
How about 16 candles?
I
Whatever
never
you
saw
want
it.
to talk about, kids. We only got another hour and 59 minutes.
We only have 5 more hours.
We're
for the
rolling
show.
by here.
So Second City,
Yes,
that's
sir.
where you started.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep. Actually, I started at did
Chicago?
Guys and Dolls in high school.
All right.
London, Ontario, Canada, but then Chicago. I toured for 3 years, and then I was in the main company for about 5 years.
And for people who don't know what Second City is,
It's the sort of the greatest improvisational theater company in America. It started in Chicago in 1959. There was a branch in Toronto in 1970-71. I actually started as an extra on SCTV, so on the early SCTV or some SCTV episodes, I steal the water from John Candy and the Bob Hope Open Desert Golf Classic. I do a lot of silly things as an extra in SCTV. But then I went to Chicago, toured, and then was in the company and started doing movies. Thief.
I mean, that's a big one, whether the part was
Rust.
small or not. I mean,
Yeah.
Thief as an
Weird
opening
Science.
act. I mean,
Tootsie, Thief.
Weird Science.
yeah, all the three.
And
John
then it
Hughes.
was,
Big
and then 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Weird Science, and then I did a movie called Head Office, which is showing a lot now on HBO,
Right.
with Rick Moranis and Danny DeVito and Judge Reinhold and Eddie Albert and Jane Seymour. I mean, a guy named Ken Finkelman directed it. He did a show called The Newsroom up in Canada, which was very funny. But kind of like you're talking about Canadian stuff, really,
Yeah,
really
no.
good.
I played hockey, so I'm partial to that. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
Jesus, what position do you play, eh? You know that good joke like, all women from Canada are either hockey players or whores. Say, my mother's from Canada. Really? What position does she play? Yeah. It's an old joke.
Rush fan? Yes or no?
Rush, no.
Wow, we found two.
Thankfully.
Wait,
No,
let me
I'm a
go
little
off
older. I'm
topic.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And
There we go.
David Clayton Thomas. And,
Rick James.
Jim, Rush.
Rick James.
Hey,
Sure,
he
of
went to
course.
Toronto when he was on the run. He
How
started
can you not be a
over
Rush
there.
fan?
A lot of people don't know
Well,
that.
Prince
Awesome.
lived in Toronto for a little while.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. And Sting recorded up there, the old Stinger.
But
The
we have a
old Stingle.
I'm a very big Rush fan, and he's not a Rush fan. But I like Big Lebowski. He doesn't, so something's wrong.
Well, I love the Big Lebowski. But,
Hey,
he doesn't
there
like
you
it
go.
because he's
No.
Johnny Law.
That's it.
Thief. That's my thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
No, but
likes
yeah, Rush is all right. But yeah, not like after 2 or 3 songs, I'm good. But yeah, glad to
Yeah,
hear
well,
that.
but you've ever heard of a band called Mahogany Rush?
Oh yeah, Frank
No.
Marino.
No, that
Frank
guitar.
Marino.
Yeah, right.
What about April
Jim knows.
Wine?
April Wine. What was there? Yeah, April Wine's a big Canadian band. there was a Canadian band called Rhinoceros.
What? Yeah.
Metal.
What about yeah.
Met him. No, and I wrote it. You know that joke?
No.
Oh, you don't know that joke? I'm not going to tell it
So
on air.
you play guitar then?
I do. I play guitar. I play piano. I sing a little bit. We're next to a real musician here, so yeah, I do a little bit of that stuff.
You're a real
That's it.
musician.
I saw you doing the arpeggios there, so I could tell.
Yeah, I can
pentatonic
arpeggiate.
scales were,
Arpeggiate.
yeah.
were,
Something else. My girlfriend calls it something else. But
That's
and
it.
now I have.
Well, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Are you
Sancho.
arpeggiating again, John? Yeah, I'll be right out. I think you just hit a note. Yeah, I'll be right out.
So back to Thief.
So, wow. So which came first? So 16 Candles was the first one, or was
first one?
You wrote it down. Which
16 Candles.
film I did was a VD film, anti-VD film in 1972.
We got
Is
that
that
clip?
PSA?
God knows. I hope I get.
I
To,
hope
I
we
was
have
15. I got to make out with a 16-year-old.
Wow.
And then I didn't realize. I told my parents, "It's a health film. It's a health film."
Well, I mean,
that
it
was your
is.
first day?
You felt
PSA?
healthy.
I was 14 or 15 and they shot this thing. Yeah, but I don't think I've ever said that publicly. Can we erase this?
Hear it here first.
I should never wear checks on the air.
So 16 Candles.
It makes me.
You liked it.
I'm not going to talk about 16 Candles. I had a very bad experience. No, I loved it. I loved it. I liked working with John. I mean, it was great. We shot the church sequence first, I believe. So, you know, it was pretty intimidating showing up. I mean, again, the Carol Cook is one of the grandparents. She was great. Right. And John was really, really neat. Paul Dooley, you know who Paul Dooley is? He's another Second City actor. Right. He was the father, I mean, of...
yeah.
And, you know, Blanche Baker, who plays my wife, her mother was Carol Baker, who was the sex bomb in the early 60s, a really great actress. She's in a movie with George Peppard called The Carpetbaggers. And her mother was hot. She was in a movie that Kazan did called Baby Doll.
You're going to bring it back.
Yeah, you're bringing it way
Wow.
back.
Oh yeah.
And so, and you tie into this how, Jim? Because your posters in there when they say, "What does he want on the
16
phone?"
Candles. The Stray Cats did the theme song for it.
Right. And there's a poster.
Yeah, and we were somehow quietly, which we didn't know.
Put some of those stills up
in
while
the
we're
film
talking
for a
about
very
this.
long time.
You guys
We
were
did
no
a
Wang
poster.
Chung, though.
No. Does he have his own radio show on T Radio V?
No.
Guy from Wang Chung.
That's it. But
Maybe
show
he
me,
saved his
show
money,
me the
he
one with the
doesn't have to.
grandparents on there with the poster.
You know the guy from Wang Chung and John Wayne were never in the same room at the same time? And it really makes you think. Although John Wayne, I think, died before Wang. Doesn't matter.
Maybe.
That was amazing.
Where's that? They won't open?
Oh, anyhow. That was Spandau Ballet.
No, that's you guys, isn't it?
No.
That's Spandau Ballet. You're right.
No, come on. That's you.
true.
I know you.
Yeah, there they are. Look at that. Look at that guy in the middle.
There we go.
That's
Maron.
Still look the same.
You look up his IMDb, Mr. Andrews, and that's Billy Bird.
Nice.
No, forget the guys in the background. You look up his. Look at you are gorgeous in that shot.
He still
Can we
looks
see it
good.
again? Can we see it again? Zoom in, seriously. I want a screenshot of that.
So we were somehow quietly in the movie, like more than a lot of the actors that they talked to about that movie, you know?
I bet.
That's product placement, yeah.
I mean, that's product placement at its
You
finest.
know what he just did? He just cut me in half without me knowing.
My God.
Maron.
That's what I said. That's my line.
But
The
yeah,
Irish.
that was something we didn't know. I guess, you know, that was someone who does that in the films? Like set decorator or
Are you
art
talking to
director?
me now? Are you going to try to be nice after that one? Let me get that.
Show the people of the world what we have prepared
No,
for
it's
them.
production designer,
Where's all my
set but
photos?
that
There we
doesn't
go.
make it in a movie just sort of by, oh, we're going to put them, you know, that's pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, we had no idea. It was, you know, like a lucky thing, and I kind of answer more questions about that than anything. You know, we made records, and we're, you know.
Nice. You see what we got going up here? We got a slideshow. This is my friend. He's not Canadian, my friend, but he is very much Chicago kid, and he actually worked his way into the house. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that's creepy.
Now that's creepy. So yeah.
Yeah, no. That's you know who the priest is in that shot?
Who?
Brian Doyle Murray.
See?
From Caddyshack, Bill Murray's brother.
Ah.
He's a priest. Go back to it. Go back to it. See, that's Brian Doyle Murray.
Wow.
You can tell by the hairline.
And then the next shot is like John Cusack's in that scene, isn't he, with the underwear?
That was one of his first movies, though, right?
Yeah.
John Cusack? Yeah.
Almost looks like Hughes there.
Have we
one of
met
the
him,
kids.
John? Not even going to shake my hand, are you?
And then after 16
Candles,
Candles,
can't believe that.
Oh no. Yeah.
16
and
Candles,
then
yeah.
after 16
and-
Candles, what was the next Hughes
Actually,
one?
the next thing I did right after 16 Candles, if you want to go linearly, was Miami Vice. Remember,
Yes, I
I
wanna.
shot 16 Candles and I flew down to Miami and I did the first season. I mean, I was in the first It was the first season of Miami Vice, and it was November of 1984, and I went down to Miami and played a guy named Sloan, who was a drug lawyer, on the episode called The Milk Run.
Ooh, that's a good Miami
We
name.
shot that in right Thanksgiving of 1984.
Another Michael Mann project.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I think it was
Good
really
Chicago man.
the Thief connection and wonderful casting woman in New York called Bonnie Timmerman. I don't know whether people...
Yeah, she's still working now.
Yeah, she's really...
Did you get down with the Miami Vice look? Did that make it out here? Or,
No.
that seems like it would be a hit in the valleys.
You weren't born then, right? She wasn't born with it.
No,
You
she
were
wasn't
born
born.
83, right?
Oh, I wish I was born in 83.
Well, what is this?
It means we have to take a break.
Hear the wah-wah pedal.
No,
We're
this is
breaking out the
actually, what is
wah-wah.
this?
This
I
is
think you
Breakfast
put the-
Club smoking some weed music.
Is it?
All right. Yes.
We'll be
That's
back.
right. Here we go.
I wouldn't know what
Breakfast
that's
Club
about.
coming up.
I wouldn't know.
Brian, how you doing?
Your dad work here? Carl?
What?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How does one become a janitor?
You want to be a janitor?
No, I just want to know how one becomes a janitor, because Andrew here is very interested in pursuing a career in the custodial arts.
Oh, really? You guys think I'm just some untouchable peasant, sir? Peon, you know? Maybe so. Following a broom around after shitheads like you for the last 8 years, I've learned a couple of things. I looked through your letters, looked through your lockers. I listened to your conversations. You don't know that, but I do. I am the eyes and ears of this institution, my friends. By the way, that clock's 20 minutes fast.
There we go. Maron.
Thank you.
There we go.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was nice. Does that ever get old? I mean, it's one of those things. I mean,
No, you know, the thing about it is, you know, you talk to actors like they were interviewing Peter O'Toole, and he says, you know, we were talking about Lawrence of Arabia, and he's like, I just remember the day I was, you know, in the desert with the bloody camel. And it's like, yeah, I remember that day too, man. But not exactly the desert with the bloody camel, but I do remember that day of shooting that. And I remember, like, everybody that was around, like the, when I come in on that front door, the whole video camp was like John Hughes, and everybody was just off screen to the left.
Right.
So I mean, it's like they were all there, and I was talking to him, and like, okay, and then like action, and go, yeah, then I come in, right. So they were just all over there. Remember that? Oh, sorry, all over there. Sorry, and just sort of the nervousness I felt, and I sort of hung in the janitor's room in this high school, so I didn't really hang out with the gang and the kids. Basically, what had happened was that I had done 16 Candles. I was in New York working off Broadway at a club called the Village Gate with Second City. We had opened a show. And when I did 16 Candles, John said, yeah, I'm going to be doing this movie called The Breakfast Club, and I hope you're going to be involved with it. And flash ahead, I'm in New York, and I'm working off Broadway, and I pick up the trade papers there, the Daily Variety, or the Weekly Variety as it is in New York.
Okay.
And I pick it up, and I see John Hughes is shooting The Breakfast Club in Chicago. And oh, man. Literally picked it up. It was on the front page. The only time I ever bought like the trade paper in New York. And it was like, oh, man. I closed it up, did a show that night. And then literally the next morning, I get a call from my agent in Chicago saying, hey, you know, and then they said that Rick Moranis was set in the part of the janitor. So I got a call from my agent saying, you know, they want you to come to Chicago and do this film, The Breakfast Club. And I went, okay. When? And they said,
Right
like,
now.
today, tomorrow. And I was, ironically, you know, I had an apartment in Chicago, and I'm working in New York off Broadway. And so I fly into Chicago, and, you know, we cut the deal, like, instantly. We go into Chicago and start shooting the movie. And I discovered that Rick Moranis had been on the picture, like, about a week or whatever. They'd shot several days, and he was playing the character with big gold teeth and a wad of keys, not unlike mine.
Right. Gold chains and all that.
With a big wad of keys between his legs that he's playing with provocatively, and he's playing it with this Russian accent. And after a while, I mean, he wanted to play it like sort of like an SCTV type character. And John Hughes said, "Well, did you read the script? The guy's like he went to this high school, and you see the thing where Rudy's in the cabinet at the beginning,
right? Yeah.
I'm not Rudy. I mean, Carl is in the cabinet.
Who's Rudy?
Rudy Rizchik.
Rudy Rudiker.
There you are, right there. In the
Yeah,
cabinet.
right. Man of the year.
Man of the year.
Now I gotta say,
He is gorgeous.
When I first saw it, and you have very
Those
nice
dimples.
hair.
Yeah, well,
going
we
on
can
there.
still recreate that.
Windsor knot.
Now listen, when I first seen this movie, I had no idea that happens too quick. You know what I mean? You're still getting popcorn, you're still getting your drink on, and the movie starts, and so I missed that the first 10 times around.
What year were you born in?
68.
Yeah, well, that's the problem right there.
There it is.
Well, it's inattentiveness is your issue.
This is
you
true.
have a problem with that.
This
ADD,
is true.
a little
Yes,
bit of like
this is true. Come on.
People like me.
Asperger's.
Not that though. But so,
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
no, but there was a So
Oh,
when I came back to it and I saw that, I was like, wow, it's a pretty interesting piece that I guess a lot of
Yeah,
kids
you told
could
me
say.
about it, yeah.
a lot of people don't.
Well, it's a by the by thing, I mean, it's there, but for the grace of God. I mean, everybody's thinking they're so hip and like, well, yeah, you graduate and see where you're going to end up.
No, and that's why it's one of those roles where like it's deeper than it looks. You know what I mean? Watching it at 16, it's like you were just funny. You were great. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, the janitor actually he's cheeky enough to tell these kids, go screw. Basically what you're doing. And it's 20 minutes fast.
Well, that's the thing about 16. I mean, Roxanne.
Thief.
Rolodex Thief. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah. 1945, when I did. No, but when I did Breakfast Club, I mean, all the stuff that was shot. I mean, we shot a lot of stuff that was not used in the movie. And I improvised a lot of things where I told them, I went at one point, like, it's basically if you show the scene where where I go in and that.
You want some more coffee?
That clock is 20 minutes fast. No, I'm just trying to think of where exactly it was.
Right.
Because you can see, by the way, that clock is 20 minutes fast. You think I'm some untouchable peasant peon. Well, you think, and then I go, you're going to be a big, big mama. You're going to have 5 kids. You're going to be as big as, you're going to drive your Ford Explorer or whatever. And then I go to you. You're going to be a big, big businessman, big jag-off, big heart attack, 34, boom, dead on arrival. You, to Judd, you're going to end up in hospital. You're really cool, right, man? You're gonna go out and do a lot of break and entry, a lot of, grand theft auto. You're gonna 8 years in prison. Boom, you're gonna come out, with no teeth and, be everybody's boy. And so everybody's
boy.
You're gonna
kind of like what he does at
you
work.
You think you're an artist? You're gonna go out and to Ali Sheedy. So whatever it was the improv, I went around and told them everywhere they're going to be like today.
Wow.
Lightening them up.
Like 25, 30 years from now. You think you're going to be, I remember saying to Michael Hall, big thing, big jag-off, big heart attack. And
now, was there any backstory with Aquis in this scene when they talk about, it looks like they had a relationship prior to, so he was like, hey, what's up, Brian? And so was there anything in the script on that how they knew each other?
The whole thing about making anything from, like you listen to Andrew Payne talking about Nebraska today, and the thing is, you try to make films live, right? So you try to give your characters as much backstory as possible. Right. So, yeah, you just, like, okay, so Brian, like, I knew you, like you're a buddy of mine, and, like, there have been times you come to hang out in the janitor's room when they've made fun of you, or, not that I would say that consciously to Michael or anything, but you create backstories so that you come into a situation where the characters really live.
Right. Now, speaking of backstory, I don't know if it's just my own influence, but it seems like there was references to coming-of-age movies like The Outsiders and Fast Times within that. Do you pick up on that when they talk about he calls the girl Cherry and then, hey, bud? It seems like this subtle...
Yeah, there may be. That stuff to me is, there may be lots of cultural references in there.
Did you pick up on any of that?
No.
No, but that's John Hughes, and that's,
Yeah, it's like the real granular little details. He throws that in.
That's the inside baseball stuff, and exactly, the granular sort of stuff that plays in it. The way John worked, at least the way it worked for me and why my Second City background was so important. And I did it in a movie shortly afterward called Nothing in Common with Tom Hanks and Jackie Gleason and Gary Marshall.
Whoa, you met Jackie, the great one?
Well, yeah, I was in a movie with him.
That's a saint right there. It's my, you know, I mean,
that's our uncle.
But the thing is, I worked with a lot of actors at Second City, wonderful actors, or improvisers, I should say. People that could improvise a scene, and you could sit down and improvise a scene.
Riff,
and
yeah.
then at the end of it, you know, I would go home and maybe we would videotape the scene or audio tape it, and I would transcribe it, give it to them the next day, totally written out like it was play form,
right?
Like a scene, and say, hey, memorize it. And some of them, there were a couple people just couldn't do it, right? Because improvising is a totally different skill set than acting, right? So my sort of skill set in the movies is to be able to improvise and then to recreate it.
Right.
So like, oh, do you remember what you did? Most of them, no, not really. It's like, yeah, I remember what I did. So you set the beats, and that's what Second City teaches you. Is like, okay, there's a beat here, there's a beat here. Beats being the comic beats, right?
Right.
Like you do shots, Wolf It, and all that shit. I mean, that was me. That was
Right.
me improvising
That's
with John.
perfect with
okay,
Hughes.
And Marge Kotliski, I think, who plays my mother in that movie. I know who plays my mother. I think she's passed away now, but she was really, really good at improvising too. Actors have to, let scenes play. Paul Dooley, Second City guy, phenomenal actor. I mean, he was in Popeye, Robert Altman movie with Robin Williams. He played Wimpy.
That was
right?
over in Malta. With,
But Paul Dooley, phenomenal, did a ton of Robert Altman movies, great movies in the 70s.
Now I got another
great
question.
Improvisers, but they can recreate it on camera, which is the real key to, because everything in the movie business is about CYA. Cover your ass, do it on time, bring it in, make it work.
Right.
And we were talking about Seinfeld, it's like, it's precision playing, right?
Yeah. It's like a jazz band with a camera in front.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I remember going to a dinner party several years ago in Beverly Hills, and this guy, and we're sitting with this doctor and going, so what do you do? I go, yeah, I'm an actor. And they go, the doctor, he's a doctor, and goes, he's a heart surgeon. He goes, yeah, I'd like to do the acting thing. And I looked across and went, yeah, I'd like to do the open heart surgery thing. Pass the butter, please.
Pass the ketchup.
Pass the ketchup.
There you go.
Of course.
And he looked at me like people looked at me across the table. Well, what the freak frag? I mean, it's not brain surgery, but it's also a skill.
Now with the little detail.
You're right. The first right thing you've said tonight.
All night. Yeah, you got one in.
With the devil in the details with Hughes Films, what about it seems like he had some hard rock references in there when Judd's doing the Sunshine of Your Love thing is one.
Yeah.
The character named Brian Johnson,
Well,
which is
I
the
mean-
name of the AC/DC singer.
Well, John is like totally a music head.
Right.
So the music references abound, and that's why even in 16 Candles, like little Michael Hall, like I remember being on the set, they were just totally riffing on Beatles stuff, totally riffing.
Right.
And Michael Hall and John were into the minutiae of Beatles stuff, like okay, who played on this, who played on that,
Right.
Blah blah blah. So John was, and that was a sort of way he had camaraderie, particularly with Michael. There was a lot of like John was his, it's like it was his mini me.
Right. And now, was that how that spurred the John Lennon line for you when you had the famous
The John
scene?
Lennon line was for me, like Paul Gleason and I, God rest his soul, love Paul. At the time we were shooting the Breakfast Club, it was a bit of a clash of acting styles, right?
Different schools, probably.
Yeah, and I was improvising a lot, and Paul would, when we did that scene in the basement where I said, when I was a kid I'd be John Lennon, I was doing a lot of what Paul would say, well, you were mugging, and I was just doing a lot of reacting. He says, well, and then they sort of, the way they do it is they shoot a master, and then they'll shoot a close-up on him and shoot a close-up on me. Well, Paul, they did the close-up on him first, and then they came around on me. And then when they were around on me, John started saying, well, do this, do that. And Paul said, well, I remember him saying, well, if he's going to react that way, then I got to reshoot my side.
Right.
Right. It's like, so, and John said, no, I'm going to use it judiciously, and then we shot the John Lennon line because he came up to me and said, hey, what did Carl want to be when he was a kid? And I said, well, geez, John, when I was a kid, I wanted to be John Lennon. He went, yeah, let's do it.
That's
And
it.
with that, we'll be right back. I know we got chat. There you go. You did a selfie before, but a lot of people don't know. I couldn't believe you broke
There
out
he
the
is.
selfie and the whole nine, man. Hey,
I have to let the girl know.
keeping up with the times. Listen, we'll be right back. I know we got my man Chaz coming up next on the phone. We're gonna patch in another
little Midwesterner there.
There you go. We'll be right back, y'all. The Delta Bravo Show.
Mr. Tierney, a history of slight mental illness. No wonder he's so fucked up.
Afternoon, Dick. Hey, Carl. How you doing? Good. Good. What's up?
Not much. What's happening? What are you doing in the basement files?
Oh, nothing here. I'm just doing a little homework here.
Homework, huh?
Yeah.
Confidential files.
Huh? Well, look, Carl, this is a highly sensitive area, and I tell you something. Certain people would be very, very embarrassed. I would really appreciate it if this would be something that you and I could keep between us.
What are you gonna do for me, man?
What would you like?
Got $50?
What?
$50.
Yeah. $50 goes a long way.
Never
back
got that
then.
money.
Did you get the 50?
Never got it.
Hey,
Paul.
You better break out the cans.
Oh, I got the cans. I got my
Don't
gift
forget.
suite going on. You're not going anywhere before I'm done.
We were thinking
Look at
about
this.
souvenirs, and we
Look at this. And then we thought we were going to buy souvenirs, and then we thought, forget that. We'll get something for
By
ourselves.
the way, that clock is, 20 minutes fast, is it?
Look at that. Oh, I mean, you can't buy a better clock at Target.
Show the people at home, man.
Oh, the people
Target,
at home.
man, your credit card got
Yeah.
stolen.
I mean, it sure did. And then,
Risky,
look,
very
this is
risky.
Brooks' idea right here. You know, we got the basura, something going on.
Basura Blanco.
So yeah, we're gonna have to have that signed up before you leave. Otherwise,
Yeah, no,
Ned's gonna
let's do
secure
one. Let's do the garbage can right now.
Let's do it.
Do we have the Sharpie in here?
Let's talk about that scene.
Talk about Gleason go and head up.
Well, you know, when we
Little
shot
bit.
that scene, Paul was employing what John Hughes would have called a live television technique.
Right.
Because the camera's rolling, and you're waiting for a specific line cue. If the line cue is, pass the salt. So he's going, yeah, right. I wonder if you could just pass, I don't know whether I want to have the, And he's just buying time, right? And buying
Right.
time.
He's vamping.
And like you're waiting for him to say, pass the salt. So whatever the cue line was, we shot about 3, 4, 5 takes. John's shooting ratio was high. Shooting ratio is what you shoot to what you use, right?
Right.
And no, I actually kind of liked it in the way there. Can we just put it up higher
Right
here?
there, like, this would be great.
Give me this thing. Give me this thing. Is that my phone? Yeah.
Yeah.
All your selfies you've been taking.
That's it.
Am the eyes.
Nice.
That's so
And-
awesome.
Brooks, that's mine. Brooks,
You get the trash can, I got the clocks.
yeah.
This is tough. Institution.
There you go.
Why am I looking up there? Oh, because.
Well, you can see how you look.
It's
Good to
nice.
see you. Hey, good to see you. Keep in touch. Jeff. Good, yeah. Blackhawks. Yeah.
Brats. It's.
Blackhawks next Wednesday.
I feel like we need some brats up in here or
We
something.
do.
You know? We gotta
do you
get.
go
we should've
fly?
got
Do you
some
fly
Chicago
grill
stuff
class?
up
Or are you a Chicago Bears fan?
No.
Really?
No.
Raiders. No.
I'm not a football guy.
fan. There you go. So
Baseball.
there's no dates going on here.
Are you a
'cause,
football person?
Yeah.
What,
I love the Bears.
Yeah. What do you like? I'm sorry.
Well,
How many tattoos do you have?
About 5.
Yeah, exactly. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Guilty.
I am the eyes and ears of this institution. Well, what you like?
He's a White Sox fan. We know that.
Yeah, we saw the
We showed
shirt.
the shirt
We got
and
proof.
drinking Old Styles and Ouzo over there.
Gotta throw in the Ouzo.
God always. Carl.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's mine.
That's Danny, boys.
Yeah, but Brooks
Sorry,
is pointing
Brooks.
to himself. Sorry, Brooks.
Brooks,
Sorry
I'm
about your
actually
luck,
going to
buddy.
beat you up and take yours home
Okay,
with
and then
me.
we'll sign this side, right?
What about the $50 bill?
Look at that. Holy.
Wow.
Not on. That's
There you
it.
go.
Look
There
at
you
that. baby. No, I'm just kidding.
That's $50,000.
That's nice. I appreciate it.
So what happened was that, we're gunning all these takes, and Paul's going on and on. I mean, and he's a great
15.
actor, but so after a while, it's like, and he's sort of elongating the thing. So after a couple of 5 takes, Hughes comes up to me and he whispers in my ear. He goes, ask him for $50. Cut him off.
That was a quick one. Yeah.
So if you watch the scene again, I go $50, and the look on his face is like I cut him off, and I cut him off on his side,
right?
And then we come around and we do it on my side, and it was like because we shot again his smotherage or coverage, I should say, from that angle first. We gave him first dibs, which I don't know whether it was a respect thing or whatever, but they decide we're going to do the master, and then we're going to come around one side, unside. So on his side, I cut him off, and Hughes went fine, and we boom. So you look at his thing, and once they yelled cut, can't do it to you, but he's dug his finger in my breastbone, like, what the, you doing? Are you messing with me? And like, whoa. Wow. And I sort of put my hands behind my back, because I'd heard that, he's a good buddy of, Paul was a really, really, different style of acting, but good buddies with Mr. Robert Duvall and all these other guys, really sort of an actor sort of thing. So, he
wasn't.
Whether he was going to take a swing at me or whatever, I was,
Well, the Duvall thing that dovetails into the Apocalypse Now incident, which was another little dust up with Emilio
with
Estevez.
me. Well, yeah, that's because I tended to shoot from the lip, and then. But honestly,
Ready, fire, aim.
I was in a situation where these guys were messing with me on my close-up. Right? Again, it's like you shoot them. You shoot the kids like Michael and Judd and Emilio and Allie and Molly. Now I think of the kids at the time. Molly and Michael were underage, right?
And you were 28. I mean, you were.
Yeah, I was 28, and Judd was 26 or 25
in high school.
That's the movies. Cary Grant's mother in North by Northwest was actually 4 years younger than him. The woman that plays his mother, or whatever. So, you have these situations. But anyway, so Judd and Emilio would be there in the afternoon to do my close-ups. But all the rest, and I think maybe Allie, who was sitting in the corner, but that Molly and Michael would be off in school because they have to, the Jackie Coogan law. These kids have to work half days, right? And they have to be in school. So they're in school, and their stunt doubles are sitting in. So like Michael and Judd are like, not Michael, but Emilio and Judd are sticking like, I remember Judd sticking like pencils up his nose and like making goofy faces and stuff, and trying to make me break up on my close-up. Right. So after about, what'd you say?
I said, yeah, among other things, I might have been going up there, right?
Yeah. Well, no.
That was later on.
This is purely work, and I never saw them do anything. I mean, Emilio's this really straight-laced guy. So I'm looking over at them, and they're like messing with me. I said, you guys would have been great. Great on the set of Apocalypse Now when Martin Sheen's having his heart attack, and he was having his heart attack, and he would have been going, sticking things up the nose, and all of a sudden, and then Emilio's face sort of goes white, and he looks at me, and I'm going, what the frig frag is going on here, right? And he's just looking at me, and I'm going, oh, did I say something? Yeah. And then John Hughes comes up and he goes, by the way, Emilio Estevez is Martin Sheen's son. No! 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 Oh, man! Oh, and all of a sudden, like, I look, like 2 tons of shit is on my face, and I'm just like, oh, no, and I'm trying to slop it off. And I'm literally looking at him, and I honestly did not know. I'm not from Hollywood. Estevez, Sheen. Sure. What the frig frag? I didn't know. And he's looking at me like...
Well, you solved the problem. No more pencils in his nose.
And honestly,
yeah, right?
I think to this day, the guy just thinks I'm a total jagoff, as they say in Chicago terms. I mean, like, oh.
A goof.
And I worked on West Wing many, many years later, and I come up to Martin Sheen. I go, hey, Kapelos, we got to meet. We did a little bit of a scene together, and I said, during one of the breaks, I come up, well, Mr. Sheen, can I just tell you this story? And I come up and I tell him the story, like, so I'm on the set of Breakfast Club. I didn't know. And then I mentioned the heart attack. Isn't that funny? And he looks at me, and he bellows with laughter.
You loved it.
Because, I said, your son was going to, and he looks at me and he goes, hey, not to worry. It's funny.
Good stuff.
Hey, there's the
really
song.
cool. You let me off the hook.
That's a great story.
I'm just trying to get you out of the fog. I know
you
you're,
kidding? This
you're
is
like
like the
lost
best
in
day of my life.
I'm
She's got
saying.
the vapors.
Hold on.
It's the best day of my life, lady.
Plus, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's hear it.
Plus, oh, you guys, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in 2 and 2, Chuck Woolery stuff.
What did you want to be when you were young?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be John Lennon.
Carl, don't be a goof. I'm trying to make a serious point here. Carl, I've been teaching for 22 years. And each year, these kids get more and more arrogant.
Oh, bullshit, man. Come on, Vern. The kids haven't changed. You have. You took a teaching position because you thought it'd be fun, right? Thought you could have summer vacations off? And then you found out it was actually work. That really bummed you out.
These kids turned on me. They think I'm a big fucking joke.
Come on. Listen, Vern, if you were 16, what would you think of you, huh?
Hey, Carl, you think I give one rat's ass what these kids think of me?
Yes, I do.
You think about this. When you get old, these kids, when I get old, they're going to be running the country.
Yeah?
Now, this is the thought that wakes me up in the middle of the night. That when I get older, these kids are going to take care of me.
I wouldn't count on it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No, the great thing about that movie is just your character is the most secure with himself emotionally, in the right place in life. Even though it was you went from Man of the Year, and then he's janitor, and everyone looks down on him, but he's the guy mentally that has it together out of everyone, the principal, the kids.
Yeah, no,
and
the thing for me is that I really have my father to thank for that because, I grew up in a really loving family with a father that had a clothing store and a small clothing store. No.
Oh, look at already.
No,
gotta throw it out.
There was no fur. There may be inside the gloves.
What do you got?
What's going on over there?
You got everybody all messed up now. What's going on?
Jesus.
So your father
who's
had a
on the
clothing
phone?
store?
I can't believe this guy is coming in here.
I mean,
this guy's a real goof.
Anyway, no, it's just that we had a small clothing store,
right?
And it was very working class. My dad would sell to farmers and guys in the factory, but sometimes the mayor of the city would come in or some, buddy who was, a big so-and-so, and sometimes you'd have a celebrity come in, whatever. But my father always said, you treat everybody the same.
Right.
The factory worker and the mayor, they all have a sense of dignity. And I think that in terms of what I have to play, they say, well, he's playing a janitor. He's just, yeah, he's a janitor. So what? I mean,
it's a toughest gig there in the school.
Yeah. And so does the guy walk around every day thinking he's a janitor? No, he's a guy. And, people have a sense of dignity and everybody, that's just a way of approaching characters and security and this is where I'm at, know, and
he was the deepest character. I mean, he broke him down right there to the brake pads.
But honestly, people tried to diminish everybody in everyday situations, trying to
make themselves feel better.
And there's this game we used to play at Second City called a status game, where you go, hey, how you doing, Jeff? Good, I'm good. Oh, I won the lottery yesterday, $50,000. Oh, really? I've never won $50,000. Oh, yeah. I ran into Meryl Streep the other day. Good friend of the family's. Oh, yeah, I never met Meryl Streep. But and so people are always like,
it's like LA.
Like a topper.
It's at the world, though. But, in a sense, for sure.
But everybody in every conversation, my mother had two sisters, and whenever they got into conversations, like, oh yeah, well, I would never wear anything like that. Oh yeah, well, but if I wore something like that, I would look really, really good. Oh, did you? Well, you put on a little bit of weight, haven't you? It's like all this stuff.
That's human nature, though, ain't it?
But that is the game. So it's a status game. So when I come in, hey, your father, your old man here, Carl. Okay, the guy is trying to boom hit my status.
Yeah, of course.
That's okay, Carl's ready for that.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, like, you know, I'm not the one in freaking detention. Right. You are. You know, I'm the one that's spitting up in the air and catching it. You are. You know,
You don't have any. Do you have kids, John?
It's a little no.
Okay.
No, I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing you. No, I do not have children.
No, because I was wondering, watching this again, how do kids deal with detention nowadays? Because, I mean, I can't sit still without a phone or whatever. I can't imagine what kids...
And that was all-day detention. I went to 1 hour detention. I never heard of a 7 hour.
I had 8-hour detention Saturday.
I would imagine that they confiscate the phones.
I mean, how do kids mentally... I mean,
I don't know.
That's got to be tough.
Do we have callers? Because I know 4 of them. Who put Chaz on real quick? This is your friend from the Midwest,
I don't
right?
want to talk to Chaz. No.
Chaz, are you there, buddy?
Hello. How's it going?
Chaz Dumpster. I mean Dempster.
That's a good one.
Never heard that one before, huh, Chaz?
No, never have.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's like they used to call me in high school was crap-a-lot. And capolostomy bag. So I can give that to the audience there.
There you go.
Self-deprecating humor.
Chaz, are you still with us?
Yeah, Chaz. I'm sorry, Chaz.
What do you say, buddy?
What's going on, Chaz?
How's it going?
He hung up on us.
Everybody.
It's good. It's good, man. I appreciate it, man. Actually, Chaz is the one who reached out. You were stuck on the fence there for a second, and Chaz just...
No, I wasn't stuck on the fence. I just didn't... I was like, oh, yeah, these guys. Okay, all right. No, Chaz pushed me.
No,
Thank
close
you,
the
Chaz.
deal.
And
Thank
you know what, Chaz?
I owe you $50.
That's it. Chaz, what do you got? What do you got to say, buddy?
Give us a good one.
Well, I was kind of curious. I was wondering if the whole movie, the interiors, were filmed at the same school, or if you had to go anywhere else for interiors.
Well, I think, in my shooting I can only talk about what I shot. No, we did not leave that school. We were in that school. And they might have, nabbed some other things elsewhere. But Johnny Corso, who was a production designer, had built that, you know this, Chaz, but I'll tell the audience, the greater audience. He built that library inside a gymnasium. Pretty phenomenal. So you'd walk in, and there was about 3 or 4 feet of like, oh, there's a gymnasium, and then sort of a construction set within it. But you are the locations guide. You tell me. Did they shoot in other places too? Did you find out from other?
Yeah,
No, I haven't heard anywhere else. Just there so far.
And what's the name of the church? I want to go to another movie, 16 Candles. What's the name of the church that we shot at? Outside and inside?
Oh, God. Put the pressure on me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now you know what it's like to be me, my man.
Hey, he's got an excuse. They're frozen over there right now. The phone lines are...
No, but, I mean, you don't have to tell me now, but, I mean, just curious because... we should do that. We should.
No, it's a good one. Is the outside of the school is now
it's a cop shop.
Is Illinois State Police barracks now?
Really?
Yeah.
I should buy my bar machine.
Low hanging fruit there.
That's pretty good.
Now, where's that dog?
Awesome.
That's pretty good.
Distant dog.
I got the...
Chaz, are you there, my friend?
Get that dog out of here.
Yeah, the church is the Glencoe Union Church.
Oh, yeah. You're in front of your computer, aren't you?
Yeah. Chaz, listen, I really appreciate you calling. I appreciate everything you've done for us too, man. And we're having a really good night tonight, man.
Thanks, Chaz.
I'm gonna give you.
When are you back in California? When are you back in California?
It's going to be the end of May, early June.
Cool.
Nice.
Well, do not call me.
We'll see you then, brother.
Hey,
all right.
Okay.
Happy New Year,
Talk
Chaz.
to you soon, bro.
All right.
Take care.
Who else we got?
That guy's such a jerk. Oh, can he hear this?
Who do we got on the line now?
Give us John Z.
John Z, is that you, buddy?
In the place to.
Yeah, it's serious when both guys are not wearing hats in the first segment. But
yeah,
I remember John Z when he was John W.
That's it.
What's going on, Johnny? Hit us with a couple
question. How come John decided to go to Second City in Chicago as opposed to Second City in Canada? And also, what was the greatest piece of advice he learned while studying in Chicago?
Piece of something I thought he was going to ask, but piece
Did he
of
hit you with the combo?
advice. Well, good question. Thank you. Are you still online here?
He's put a couple of.
Are you from? Where are you from? May I ask?
New Jersey,
No,
Garden
no,
State.
interesting, because I thought maybe you're from Toronto or something. Because Second City in Canada, when I started in 77-ish, John Candy was a big mentor of mine. And he was a really great teacher, really, 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 really great teacher. And there was just not a space for me at Second City in Toronto. The second I auditioned for Second City Chicago, because I'm a dual citizen, and I decided to audition for Chicago. Toronto offered me a job, but I was hell-bent on going to Chicago. And I kind of really wanted to work in Chicago. Thought the theater was a bit more rigorous, more political, and more robust. I'm starting to sound like a marketing guy. It was a more robust theater scene, but it was. And we were talking about this earlier. Joe Mantegna, John Malkovich, Bill Peterson, Gary Sinise, these were Dennis Farina.
Yep.
I remember Dennis. We would be at auditions. When he was a cop, he was still a beat cop, a detective, and these are the guys I came up with. So I will never, ever, exchange that experience. So I chose Chicago, and that place. I had gone to New York and auditioned a bunch of times before I went into Second City, and most people that were actors in New York were waiters. And even though my family's Greek, I was the world's worst waiter. So,
no cheeseburger deluxes. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? No, I just cannot. I cannot do it. I mean, I can't even take an order now. Maybe from you, I'll take an order.
All right. John, I appreciate the call, man. We're going to move on to the next caller, man.
Thanks, John.
Talk to you soon. Yeah.
Yo,
later.
Neil Peart sends his regards. All right.
All righty.
Who else we got on the line? I'm just trying to steamroll them because we've been holding them up for an hour now.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
Oh, you're going to steamroll them after they've been waiting an hour?
You got to.
Listen, I wouldn't. If I was this caller now.
You got somebody for me? Who do you got?
Yo, talk to us.
Oh, no.
Turn down the volume.
Hello.
You're coming.
Hello.
You're on
Who
with
is
Delta
it?
Bravo.
This is Rev Dave calling. What's happening, guys?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm doing good. I got a quick question for you guys. One of the movies you haven't talked about that I heard John just briefly mention by accident. One of my favorite John's movies.
Wait for it.
Let me give you a quote. Let me see what you can do.
Wait for it.
It's coming.
I'd like to invite you to a Nelson tradition of hot tubbing.
Oh, that's easy. Roxanne?
Beautiful.
1986,
Well
Fred
done.
Skepsi, Columbia Pictures, Steve Martin, Daryl Hannah, Shelley Duvall, Fred Willard, Kevin Nealon,
Steel Trap, you do.
Rick Rossovich.
Who was the DP?
Max Alexander. The DP on that was Ian Baker.
What about the ace? What about the ace?
Rev Dave.
Ian Baker was Fred Skepsi. Was the director.
How do you know this movie?
It's actually one of my favorite movies of all times. I love the whole.
Do you know who Rev Dave is?
I love Steve Martin. I love all the
I
folks
didn't
in that
notice it was the
movie,
Rev.
and I loved. It was just one of my favorite movies.
Dave, tell Carl the janitor who you are.
Oh, Carl, my name is. Even though these guys know me as Rev Dave, because and don't take offense to them not being able to pronounce your last name because they can't pronounce my last name either.
Stombaugh. Dave, you still there, buddy?
I played third base in the Bad News Bears.
That's Toby from the
really?
Bad News Bears. And now he's the Reverend at the church. What church are you at? The Hollywood
United
Methodist
Church.
See? And we went to Christmas Mass, and he wore a KISS shirt under his.
Is that the church on Gower?
Nope.
Where's
Hollywood and Franklin?
It's the one on Highland and Franklin.
Oh,
with the big red ribbons
on Christmas Day, I live on down the street from you on Franklin. On Christmas Day, you had a lot of people out there. You guys really do God's work, man.
He does.
That's it.
Rev Dave, listen. We're going to go to commercial real quick.
Probably 1,000 homeless people, I think.
That was really,
Christmas
really,
Day,
really. I saw that. It was just really amazing. Great work.
Dave, we're going to see you on the 31st. You're coming to the TV party. We're going to go to commercial right now. If you guys are out there, make a few calls in. We got one more segment to go. We'll see you in a second.
Freedom. That was a book you could read my mind. Page on page, I'm just wasting time.
See you, Brian.
See you next Saturday.
You bet.
Yeah.
You had to cut that off. You don't want her to cry, do you?
I will cry at the end of that movie every time.
So, we had to
That
cut
is
that
a
off.
tearjerker, yeah.
Who do we got on the line real quick? I want to get this call in.
We got James on the line?
Is it James?
Yeah, this is James.
What do you say, buddy?
Is that really your name?
Yeah, this is Jimmy Jammer, the janitor with stamina right here.
Okay, now you got it. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
hey,
I
John.
thought we'd have the real name.
John, what's that?
No, I thought we'd get your real name. Okay, go ahead.
John, I wanted to thank you for playing that role as Carl the way you did. I think you really did a great job, and it's so true to life to me, because I've been a janitor for 10 years, and my dad was a janitor, and I really appreciate what you said about your father, and just the respect of some people treat me like the dirt they walk on, but others do. I have those heart-to-hearts with teachers, principals, just like in the scene where you offer the $50. Like, I've had those moments. It was so true to life to me, and I just want to thank you for that. And also, you kind of touched on it with your father, but were there any janitors in your life growing up at your school that you kind of played off of?
A couple of janitors, but they were really, really quiet. I remember there was one tall guy with a pencil-thin mustache and with sort of white sidewalls, and he had sort of a crew cut. And he was really quiet. They were really nice, the janitors, but they were kind of in the BG in the background. I don't think I had ever had not that they ever encouraged anything. There were always older guys too in my high school, much older. There were no guys in their 20s, and there certainly weren't any hippazoids around there.
The janitors in my school, they were two twin brothers, Bob and Tom. They were pretty young. They were probably 28 themselves. Real good squared away guys. Yeah.
But the thing is that oh God, you said something that sort of made me keep me off about it. But there's just a lot of a lot of people that there's this expression by Rudyard Kipling in the poem "If you can walk with kings and not lose the common touch." My father really taught me you can meet Queen Elizabeth. That doesn't necessarily mean you are Queen Elizabeth, but you can if you can walk with kings and not lose the common touch, if you can be with great people, but not and I think that the fact that people denigrate it. I'm at a party sometimes, and people will say, "Well, what do you do for a living?" And most people in the United States and North America, they make judgments off of who you are. You say, "Well, I'm an actor," or "I'm a policeman," or whatever. And they go, "Oh, you're an actor, you're a policeman." Oh, sometimes as you go, "I'm a plumber." Boy, you can see people just walk away as quickly as possible, because really, it's and I go, "Well, what the frig frag? What's wrong with being a plumber?" But the thing is, it sometimes. It's just people just look down their noses at you, and it's just so stupid.
Right.
So sorry that you suffer that indignation in your life, but they'll figure it out.
Nice.
Good. Well, listen, I appreciate the call, my man, and
Thank you,
always
John.
stay in touch.
Take care.
That was awesome.
I appreciate.
Thank you, James.
Thanks, guys.
Keep warm in
See you guys
Worcester.
later.
That's it, bro.
James from Worcester.
You got it, my man.
Worcester.
That's it.
In the house.
Do we got another caller?
I could tell he was from Massachusetts.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Actually, we hung out with
he's
him
good.
when we were in,
That's pretty incredible. Have you heard that before?
What,
people
Massachusetts?
thanking you- Massachusetts. People thanking you for that role because their career. And you.
Well, I did a couple of things once with the janitors union and this and that.
But that's what's great about the Greeks. They're all heart and it's all warmth, and they come from that blue collar background.
But even if there are a lot of non-blue collar Greeks in this country, and
but they
a
always
lot of
have
Greeks that grew up with blue collar parents that have become something else. And now,
Dukakis, there's tons of them. Yeah.
Well, Dukakis.
Listen, stop talking dirty to this man. We have music to play here.
Yeah.
I think you do.
We do. Let's
hear
hear.
some
Let me hear which one do you want to hear
this
first?
This is a song from my new album.
Which one are we playing first here?
This is a song written by. Do you know who David Rashi is?
I do now.
Remember a
one is
TV
it?
show called Sledgehammer? I guess you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
This
course.
is an album that I'm doing called Too Hip for the Room, and this is a song called I Wish I Was Married to Your Wife.
I wish I was married to your wife. Boy, that sure looks like fun. I wish I lived in your house.
It's my cream.
I wish I had your son. He's great. I wish I drove in your car. And I wish I had your job. Next to you.
Are we live? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm an old shoe.
Feel free to harmonize
And
with
I
yourself.
feel like
Oh, no.
a slob. Oh, I have a house. I have a wife. But they have no appeal.
I'm not going to talk over myself.
My life seems so distant and in such disarray. And yours seems so perfect and real. I wish I was built like you are.
Allison's
I
going to
like
auto-tune
the
this
shape
later.
of your head. I wish I wore your clothes like you do. I wish I said what you said. You're very funny. I wish I was married to your wife. Boy, that sure looks like fun. Sometimes I just wanna blow my brains out. I wish I had your gun.
There it is.
You can fade her down now.
Nice.
Now, what genre will we put this? This is hip hop.
Hip hop?
I don't know.
No, this is called jazz, my friend. Jazz. You kids don't know you don't know the modern music. Huh?
I get a very Frank Zappa-esque vibe from this.
A little bit. There's a little frank. It's a
Yeah.
little bit ironic. It's a little
Yeah.
bit weird and wonderful and kind of. It's funny, but it's not necessarily. It's not weird. It's not Weird Al Yankovic funny.
Right.
No, not campy.
Of course.
No, it's not campy, and it's that was written by a Second City. David Rashi worked at Second City. He's currently in the show Veep.
Okay.
And he's a really great actor and also a very funny lyricist and a musical, piano player, etc.
Nice. Then do you perform this live, or you guys?
I'm going to be
on
doing
the
this
road?
live. I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter in March for the album, and then I'm going to be doing this live probably at Catalina's in April. And I'm releasing. I covered a version of "Don't You Forget About Me" from the Breakfast Club.
We're going to hear that.
We'll
hear that. We'll go
cue
out.
that up for the outro for sure.
I want you to hear a little bit of this one called "You."
Play you real quick.
You got you ready for?
You were the breath of morning, and you took my heart without a warning, and you loved without condition, and you
He's getting the candles and potpourri
removed my
ready.
inhibition.
See you getting in the mood right here.
Take us out.
Calgon, take us away.
You're halfway there, John.
You were made for me to look after, and you
Look at her.
You had me loving freely.
Here she goes. He's getting a little cherry over here.
You gave me an
Get
inner
that rose out.
You danced with me till dawn, and you
Making selfies all
could
night.
do so much with so little on, and you
That's
you
it.
held my total affection, and you gave me a permanent erection, and
Oh. It is.
you started to slowly drift, and you had a subtle sense of shift, and you started
It's
to
the SP
look
in her
away.
coming out.
You got upset with anything I'd say, and you started getting antsy, and you
All right, we
say anything hurtful that you'd
running out of
fancy.
time
This is about
now.
you.
All right, we're gonna turn the
You
lights
go
down.
out till all
Let's hear that. Listen, we could do another 2 hours. We could. You're looking at me like you guys could
You're
do
like,
whatever
I
you
need to go
want.
to sleep.
Listen, I appreciate everything.
I got a life, you know.
Hey,
I got people waiting for me.
where can people find you?
Mostly policemen.
Hey, there you go.
We'll help you at that.
We know you're on Facebook. Do you let fans? Be
I have a
friends
John
with you, or-
Kapelos page, and I have a 2 Hip for the Room page.
Okay.
And I need more people on that. And I also I have
Twitter?
a personal page, but go to my John Kapelos page because my personal page is getting filled up.
Got
and
it.
Quick, one last one. Any punchline to the Judd Nelson joke when he's going through the vents? My brother-in-law Tommy wanted to know real quick.
I have no punchline on that. Why are you putting me on the spot about Judd Nelson? The guys, have you ever had him on the show?
No.
Oh, you got to get him. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well,
hook
we
it
have
up.
to do it.
Hook
We'll
us
have to have a
Hook up a
repeat. You
fellow
know?
Greek. Come on.
Well, I can call Michael up right now.
There you go.
That's it. We go to the same church.
Listen, wrap
Let's
this
hit
up.
it.
Put up just.
We're going to go out. Simple Minds. Look at that.
No, this
No,
isn't
this is
me.
Simple
This is
Mind.
him. What do you
Oh,
No.
Listen.
We'll save my single for next time.
John,
Thank you.
I can't
The
tell you
great
how much
John Kapelos.
you made our nights and you made our whole month, man.
Thank you.
We're
Oh, we
so
should do
glad to
that.
have this tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, John Kapelos.
Kapelos.
A.K.A. John Kalipilos. Say it right, goddamn.
Kapelos.
A.K.A. the main
We'll see you guys next week. Next week we got Dave Thomas from Bob and
Brew.
Doug. Yeah, Bob and
Strange
Doug.
brew. Eh?
Oh, I know Dave.
See, you'll have to call in. You'll be our caller. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Another
Johnny Z will
episode
call in,
of the Delta Bravo Urban Exploration Team 2014. Thank you for having us.
There it is.
Okay, give me the stuff to sign.